Who are the freshmen that have been getting reps there? Have they impressed you?
Yeah, both Josh and Jonathan Jones and Josh Hosley have done a good job. Both made some very good plays yesterday. Jonathan in particular on a play where he came up and broke up a pass in a physical way. Impressive. But you know, some of the things that you won't notice is just their overall execution of the defense is really, you know, they've grabbed a hold of it and they're improving, getting better. So, you know, we need to keep looking at them, and then, you know, they're freshmen, so, you know, we've got to have a plan as we enter the first game, what we want to do for them or do with them in respects to a full season. You know, and I'm talking about the whole redshirt deal versus playing time and all. So got a couple more practices here in early next week to kind of look at it and see what kind of comfort level we think they have.
At what point do you want to be like, man, okay, this is the guys that are going to play?
Well, I think that we'll look at it and we'll have a plan for the game in respects to how many plays a player is going to get. And again, if that area is under consideration in respects to a number of guys, we'll have a plan to get them in, and if they go out and perform well, then, you know, they'll stay in and they'll earn reps in the game. But not afraid of playing guys, but that's how we'll kind of set it up. We'll have an idea of how many plays a guy's going to play or what role maybe a particular guy is involved in, whether it be short yardage, whether it be in the red zone, whether it be in the goal line. But we want to involve as many players as we can and take advantage of really their physical traits that kind of fit different situations in the game.
Will you be in the press box on the field?
On the field.
Is that what you've always been?
Yeah. I was in the press box 1 year in the NFL, my first year with Atlanta. That's the only year I've ever spent in the press box.
Going back to the linebackers, have you seen any more consistency out of Frost?
Yeah, you know, I think there's a little bit of a movement there in the right way, but you know, still uncomfortable with the position, still kind of finding himself in respects to how he sees the game. Yeah, I think he's made some progress. Still a lot of work to do.
Just when we talk to him, it seems like he kind of recognizes that himself. Do you see that he recognizes?
I think he does, and that's one of the things that we really urge the young players to do, is to be honest about where they are. And probably one of the big differences between a lot of NFL players and college players, you know, NFL player, he starts to realize that this is where I am and this is where I need to go, where young players sometimes feel like maybe there's reasons outside themselves for not having playing time, and we try to get our guys to really be real, and that way they can focus in on areas that need to be improved and take responsibility for it. And Chris seems to be there, which again that gives us a chance to speed up that process with developmental players.
How much has Jonathan Evans kind of picked up the defense? You didn't get a chance to see him in the spring. What have you seen out of him?
He's really coming on. You know, he's starting to play the game of football. You know, I think Jonathan's always had the ability to run at the ball, and you know, he's aggressive by nature. But he's doing some things in respects to, you know, some good discipline in our defense right now. So I see some real good progress with Jonathan right now.
Brian, I want to go back to the part about being honest about these kids. I mean, that seems like kind of an unusual idea in college. You know, you hear more about that in the NFL. Is that something you kind of brought in from the NFL?
I don't know. I think I've always been that way.
Okay.
You know, I think maybe now I have a better awareness of it. But you know, as I go back to my years in college, I've always, you know, tried to be what some of them might consider brutally honest. But you know, I think I'm more in position now to at least you know, talk to them about that and learn about that. So in the long run, again, it helps them solve their problems. Don't look elsewhere. It's on you, and you need to get it solved. And again, players that can recognize that they can improve more rapidly. There's no way out. You look in the mirror and you're either getting it done or you're not. And you take responsibility and you find the ways to get it changed and improved.
Jake Holland, how's he doing playing? Jake Holland, how's he doing in the middle for you?
Some good signs this week. I think, improvement, and Jake is, he's the middle linebacker, so he's under pressure every day. And there's been no let up with that, and I think that he's beginning to adjust to that. I think he understands it. So he's done better. I've seen improvement with him. It's important that he creates an environment that the other 10 guys recognize he is out front of the huddle, he is making the calls, and everybody trusts and feels comfortable with that. So I think he took a step forward.
Seems like you guys really wanted him to step up and take ownership of that position. Have you seen him do that specifically?
Again, I think that I think that he moved in the right direction here in the last 5-6 days. Still a work in progress, but I think he's starting to get that. It's very important to him. He's a hard worker. He loves Auburn, and it's important to him to do well. And I think he's been focused on that without the realization that, hey, I'm the middle linebacker and I'm responsible to 10 other guys in respect to getting them lined up, making checks, and doing the things that a middle linebacker needs to do. So he's growing in that area. He's growing.
All right.
That's it.
Do you know who the starting quarterback's on this?
Starting quarterbacks?
Yeah.